This is the part that is going to upset the people. Returning to the office. They're saying that Elon Musk is going to use returning back to the office in order to get some of these government workers fired. I'll tell you how. Check it
The
out.
days of everyone heading into the same office to work 5 days a week came to a dramatic halt in 2020 as COVID shook the world. But this year, another shift has been happening for many organizations that have continued allowing employees to work remotely beyond the pandemic.
Here come the employees back to work in the city. No more working from home.
Amazon is demanding its corporate employees return to the office 5 days a week,
forcing employees to come back into the office.
They're being ordered back to the office.
This year's slew of return to office mandates have made headlines as some of the biggest companies, including Amazon and Walmart, have announced full 5-day-a-week returns to office for their workforces. And Elon Musk, a CEO known for railing against remote work, has shared plans to mandate a return to office for all U.S. federal employees once President-elect Trump takes office through the proposed Department of Government Efficiency. But research suggests that these mandates lead to an exodus of high-performing employees, and not all CEOs and business leaders agree. In fact, the vast majority of executives we spoke to at last month's Fortune Global Forum said that a version of remote work was here to stay, the hybrid work model.
I'm thinking it's going to be hybrid forever. I'm thinking the all in or the all out doesn't work. I think people get motivated by being with each other. I think they also have incredibly complex lives and they need to balance.
The hybrid model brings together new and old ways of working, combining the flexibility and autonomy of remote work with the culture and collaboration that comes along with face-to-face office environments. Workers spend their own money and time each day they head to an office, so remote days mitigate that burden, while also making it easier for them to handle kids, appointments, and other responsibilities. Some companies are leaving the decision up to the employees.
In our office space where people...
I was muted again. I'm sorry. We're going to be back in the office soon. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Thank y'all for letting me know that I'm muted. When a company, before we get into the Elon Musk thing, when a company says we're going to leave it up to the worker in most instances, what they're really saying to you is that we're going to be able to separate the top performers from those that are just lagging. We're going to separate the top performers from those that just do the minimum requirement to meet whatever expectations to keep their jobs. That's what the company is saying. They want to know the people that are going to take the initiative and do what they're supposed to do versus the people that's going to do what they have to do in order to just survive. I'm telling you, you could sit there and you could say Anton, but they said this, they played it this way, they did it that way. I am telling you that that is the way that they are going to go about separating the people. If you want to know the fastest way to put yourself at the bottom of the totem pole, I'm not telling you that you got to go back to the office. I'm not telling you that you need to go into the office. I'm not telling you that you should stay home. I'm not telling you anything. I'm telling you with the mindset of upper management that make certain decisions. They know who is who and they know who to separate the real from the fake. All right, let's continue.
could be remote, we've allowed people to make that decision themselves. And about 70% of our workforce, that's adopted to the fact that they don't have to commute, they don't have to buy work clothes, they don't have to have that chunk out of their day. They can do their work when it fits for them. One thing we know is if our workforce likes it, they do a better job for our customers.
Cap. And let me also tell you something else that goes on before we get to the Elon Musk return to office mandate and what it really does, okay? When cities have people going into the office, it is a trickle-down effect of benefits and prosperity. And let me tell you why. Because people that get out the house tend to participate in society in a lot of different ways. You're more likely to go out to lunch. You're more likely to support gas stations and stop there in order to fill up and then also get a snack or two. You're more likely to go shopping for better clothes and you get more active, which then lowers the amount of money that you got to spend on healthcare coverage to support that employee because your workforce tend to be healthier. You then get out and do other things. You go to networking, you do the parties, you do the company outings. You tend to be more engaged in society when you go into work, which then feeds into the tax base, the circulation of dollars, money moving around, all throughout it. Listen, it's a reason why they still do in-person games. It is a reason why they do in-person games. So why don't you think that the NFL, the NBA, and so on and so forth don't only take the broadcasting money, kill the stadiums altogether, and just do in-person intramural games where they basically record it, and then you can cheer online and you can get on your VR and cheer for them. The reason why that is because it's so much money that's being circulated. You hire more people, the other business owners, the restaurants, the vendors, the people, the street cleaners, the all of those people have jobs because people get out and they interact and they participate with each other, which keeps the dollar circulating. So the city wants the businesses to have their people come into the office. And so, you know, the thing that is so weird to me is that when y'all have had these conversations, and shout out to the chat, the thing that's so weird to me is that when y'all have these conversations inside of the chat and y'all say, but it affects my life, and da-da-da," man, don't nobody give a flying F about your life. Y'all have to start looking at it outside of yourself. Now, I'm not saying that that affects your decision to not do what's best for you, but I want you to get the understanding as to why things happen, not just for you to be sitting here telling everybody to look at it from your lens. Well, look at it from my lens. I got kids. Well, look at it from my lens. I got to make this commute. Nobody cares about your commute. They care about what makes the most sense for the city, what makes the most sense for the company, what makes the most sense for the tax base, what makes the most sense for the circulation of the dollar, what makes the most sense for the businesses, what makes the most sense for small business owners, what makes the most sense for vendors, what makes the most sense for the city workers, what makes the most sense for the cleaners, what makes the most sense for everybody. Why would they have construction workers and then investments in the cities to build bigger buildings if you only stay from home, if you only work from home, right? I'm not telling you that it makes more sense for you. It can make more sense for you if you embrace it or you do things a certain way. But what I am telling you is that the only way that you start to understand things from a business perspective, or you're able to make more informed decisions, is if you step outside of your stupid little zone and start looking at things from a holistic, worldwide view and perspective. That's how you understand where the money is. That's how you understand where to generate the revenue is. That's why you understand why these lawmakers and legislators and CEOs are making better decisions every single day, is because they don't make decisions based off of what they think makes the most sense just for their company. They play the game. They play the long game. You sit there and you say, oh man, all of these restaurants are closing. That's because ain't nobody downtown during business hours to go to the restaurants. The only time they go in is to go to a game, and then they leave and they go back out to the suburbs if they decide to go to a game once a year. Once a year. It's more than just you. They make these decisions in tandem. They make these decisions with business leaders. They make these decisions together with each other because they need their city to thrive. They need their businesses to thrive. They need the environment to thrive. They need you to thrive and to get your Wall-E looking butt up. And you don't want to engage, and that's why you've gotten lazy. You got lazy. And you thought that you working from home was going to be forever, and that was the way that the rest of your life was going to be. Now we got people on TikTok saying, it costs me an extra $10,000 a year to go into work. What's the cost? What's the cost benefit analysis? What's the value proposition? You might find your husband outside instead of being inside looking frumpy all day. I don't know.
So the hybrid way in our conclusion is the best balance
Look,
between the two
cities
sides.
is full of crime. That's from Chad Ernest. Cities is full of crime. Okay, go out there and get robbed so we can hire more police officers and get more judges on the payroll then. Cities is full of crime. I know. 100% they are.
What one has to realize is that extreme of either side is bad.
This motivation to avoid extremes turned out to be a prime factor for many in finding balance through a hybrid work model. CEOs agreed that there's an element of creativity and collaboration that just can't be replicated in a fully remote environment.
Being in person, collaborating, learning from each other was really important to me and important to how I grew up as a leader. So that is an important part
Take
of
one for the
collaboration. It's an
team.
important part of leadership development. And I think we've sort of lost some of that over the last few years.
It's not just staying in your lane and doing the work you have to do today. We can be very efficient at doing that over Zoom and remotely, but it's when we're together, we get the creativity, so it's critically important to have people together. We value the time we spend together, and so we try to make those 3 days the same 3 days so that we can all work together. And then understanding the realities of life outside of the office and the difficulties of commuting, and providing some flexibility on the edges, I think is important. It allows us to attract and retain a really talented workforce.
While there are benefits to working together in person, some see the return to office mandates as a thinly veiled way to reduce headcount by getting employees to resign in protest.
We're seeing a whole lot of pushback from major corporations where they're trying to bring people back into the office, and they know that as a part of that, that will further reduce their workforce.
And that way they don't have to offer you a severance package or pay unemployment or any of that. That's what we like to call in the industry nagging you out. Neg is short for negativity. Nagging you out. We can filter through you. Okay, well, listen, we want to make a mandate. We really need to lay some people off. We really need to make this company more efficient. And either we can become more efficient through people doing better at their jobs by collaborating and coming in and working together, or we can become more efficient by getting rid of the people that's the laggards, is not adding value into the company, or a combination of both. So the company is profitable, but you know what? We can find out who the true laggards are. We can find out who the people that don't add value into the company, who not team players, who not a cultural fit, who don't work as hard. We can't really monitor what they do. They keep on being late into the meeting. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to nag them out. We're going to nag them out. The first thing that, for example, Elon Musk is going to do and Vivek Ramaswamy is going to do is they're going to say, hey, listen, we don't know who doing what in the government. And so before we even do this audit for the government, the first thing everybody got to do is you got to come back into the office. And you're going to get probably a good 25 to 30% of people. I know I signed up for the job. I know when I first got this job that they said come into the office, but I don't want to come back into the office because it upset my life. And I moved away. You know what? I'm going to just quit. I'm going to stay home. I'm going to become a full-time mom, or I'm going to get another job. Cool. Save money. Natural attrition. Natural attrition. That means you're going to quit. We ain't got to worry about paying you out outside of your PTO, and you get up out of here. Natural attrition. Now we can start to right size some of these departments from the people that actually want to participate in the success of what we got going in. They're going to nag you out so that they know that you're willing to forego a bag because you're emotional, and that's going to separate the real from the fake. Before they ever get to auditing the federal government, they're going to get rid of the people that don't want to return back to the office because they are too lazy and they are willing to forego a bag before they willing to upset their own creature comforts. If you can't watch Netflix while in the office, I don't like that. Okay, well, cool. Stay home then and quit.
Elon Musk even admitted this is a reason behind his plan to end remote work for federal employees.
Requiring federal employees to come to the office 5 days a week would result in a wave of voluntary terminations that we welcome.
But whether headcount reduction is the goal behind these decisions or not, it's turning out to be the result. Amazon employees began mass applying for new positions, and a survey found that 73% of these workers were considering quitting. And following Walmart's return to office announcement, Sam's Club chief technology officer resigned in protest. But despite
even the chief technology officer resigned. I'm protesting! And they resigned.
The rise of hardline stances toward in-office mandates, the leaders we spoke to praised the best of both worlds approach.
We've all learned as employers that you can be really, really productive even when you're not in the same physical location. So I expect that this is a trend that is here to stay.
People have different work styles.
Jean says, I agree so much. I wish I never retired. I never go out anymore. I look frumpy all day and it leads to depression. Worst mistake in my life. And that's a fact. I'm glad that you one of the first people That's actually being honest about that. Never retire. Never retire. Never retire. Always be. Let me tell y'all something, fellas. You know what's gonna happen when you retire? You know what's gonna happen when y'all retire? Now I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna keep it 100% with you, 100%. And then we're gonna go over to the next subject. You know what's gonna happen when you never retire, or when you do retire? You ain't gonna have no excuse to get out the house no more. Now you got to spend all your time with her. Listen, baby, I'm not saying that you're not a nice person to be around. I'm not saying that you're not a joy. I'm not saying that you don't got good box. What I am saying though is that being forced to be around you 100% of the time and I don't have no ability to get out of here or make no excuses. Now, this is not my plight. Let's be clear. I got a whole nother different wave that I'm on. But this is what a lot of guys got to go through. They retire and they regret it because they don't have no excuse to be able to get the heck up out of that house. Now you ain't got no reason to be home. And guess what she gonna do when you get home? Put you to work. Now you're doing snow every day. Now you're working on gutters. Now you're painting the house. Always got a project for you. Always got a project for you. You can't watch TV in peace. See, that drive into work, that used to be a peaceful thing. You used to go out with your buddies. You was fit, you was looking good, taking care of business. You put your Sunday's best on every day because that's the way it is in downtown America. Downtown, anywhere America, that's when you're going to see the most beautiful people. People actually care. They get their hair cut, they take care of themselves, they iron their clothes, they smell good, their breath smell good, they walk real fast, they trying to get raises and promotions. It's actually pretty motivational when you go into a downtown environment and seeing how people operate. It forces you to step your game up. Now, you up in there with her frumpy butt all day, and she keep on breathing in your face. Good morning. Now you want to get a hobby. That's when people become greeters at Walmart. Why? Listen, you think that all of these older people is being greeters at Walmart because they need the extra income? They retired. They had already set they fixed income to what their life is. They out there for social activity. They trying to get away from your big head because you won't do nothing or fix yourself up. And every day you keep looking natural. Every day you keep looking natural. Good morning. You want some coffee? Mmm. Mmm. And you actually messing up. She keep trying to get you to not retire because you messing up what she got going on. Every day she get a visitor, and it ain't from Amazon. You know what I'm saying? Now she gotta let go of her boyfriend. Look, y'all don't want to have no conversation. You messing up. You keep saying, "Baby, I can spend some more time at the house." She don't want you. Her boyfriend stop by every day. Honey, why you want to retire? Is that really what's best for you? That's crazy. I don't know why you would want to do that. She don't want you to retire. She don't want you to retire because then she got to retire and she got to start being a good Christian. Man, listen. I need to get back into the studio. I'm a mess over here. I am a mess over here. Anton keeps saying the thing out loud. They said, "Who hurt you?" Who hurt me? Who hurt me? Why would I be hurt? I feel good today. Voice is coming back. Look at this. Somebody in here, listen, we got thousands and thousands and thousands of people that's watching this right now. Somebody in here like, wait a minute, what? What? You think so, Anton? Now y'all sending me emails for coaching calls. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.